Hey guys, it's Anaya back with another word, back with another message. If you're new to the channel, this is the Soul Anaya, where I'm here to represent the word of God so the enemy does not come to rob. Okay guys, so as you guys can tell from the last video I posted, I had a different hairstyle, which I had my braids in, and now I am rocking my natural hair again. Now this is a sore subject, but this is also what gave me this message for you guys today. So I got my hair braided back in July because I went to Mexico in July, and so it's been about 2 months. It was time for me to take my hair down, and typically I do my natural hair myself, but I felt like being pampered today, so I ended up going to someone I've never been to end up doing my hair. And in the process, I did want them to trim my ends, but this girl ended up like chopping off 5 inches of my hair, and it's a sore subject, but it is what inspired this video today, which is going to be titled Just Let It Go. So I know that you guys probably have heard, people say that like it's best for you to just like cut off dead ends and things like that because you're starting over. So usually when you get a trim, it is to cut off the dead ends or the split ends, the bad hair, so that your hair can continue to grow and flourish in the right ways, right? So as many as other women, we do not like to let go of our hair because we feel like our hair is our strength, it is our power, whatever the case may be. And so I was a little bit distraught, and I shed my tears because I do take pride in my hair and things like that. But then I knew that I was gonna go there leaving with some ends cut, but I wasn't expecting the other inches to come off. And I promise you, everything's gonna tie together. So typically, we do go to God for stuff, and for the most part, we know what we're supposed to let go of. We know that when we're in a new season, a new chapter, there's things that we have to let go in order for the new things to come in. But sometimes when you wholeheartedly, put your trust in God, sometimes you're also going to get rid of things that you didn't expect to let go. And sometimes these things can be hard to let go of because you're like, it's been with me so long. I wasn't expecting to let go of this specific thing. So then when it comes time for you to let go of this specific thing, you do feel some type of way with letting it go because you weren't expecting it. So clearly, right, I went in the salon with the expectation of, okay, I'm getting my hair treated, I'm getting my hair washed and all this stuff. And I said I would like for a trim to happen. So I go in with the expectation of only receiving a trim, but what happens when you can't control a circumstance? Like, what happens when you don't have any control over a circumstance? Like, you can go in with the expectation of something, but come out with something a little bit different. And so, like I said, I had the expectations of my hair, of it being trimmed, but not cut. And so when you're not expecting something or your expectations fail, you are left feeling depleted and empty. But little do you know that you are actually leaving more room for positive things to come into your life. So sometimes, like I said in the beginning, usually I'm the one that is doing my natural hair, right? Sometimes I wanted to be pampered. That's why I went to someone else to do my hair, right? So there's times where we as human beings get tired of doing certain things by ourselves. And because God is not forceful, he does not want robots. He does sometimes wait for us to come to him before he gets involved, right? So with the whole situation with my hair and stuff like that, I came to the lady to do my hair, right? I did ask her for a specific thing, but again, certain things are out of your control. You can say one thing and you could want and expect certain things, but majority of the time, things are outside of your control. And it's up to you to be able to be resilient and just push through with any circumstance that comes your way. But there's times where us as human beings, we get tired of doing things ourselves. So we do end up going to God and asking God to assist us or help us with certain situations. And then when God does it, we are too stunned to speak, because we're like, Lord, I told you that this is what I wanted. But God heard, you asked me to get involved. You can sit over here and be like, all right, God, I'm tired of doing this. Like, I let you have your way, Lord. Like, let you do you, whatever. And then God does it. And then we really be sitting there too stunned to speak, because we didn't expect God to do that and more. And that, again, ties back into this message about let it go. If you are tired of doing something, or you are trying to progress and want to get to the next level, and then you ask God to get involved, don't be mad when he has you let certain things go, because certain things have to get let go in order for you to get to the next level. So just like the whole situation with my hair, I went there with the expectations of her just trimming my hair, and it ended up being cut more. And now I'm not justifying her actions. I just want to get out the way. I'm not justifying her actions. But what I'm saying is sometimes things are outside of your control. So if you go to someone or go to God and be like, hey, could you handle X, Y, and Z? And then God handles it his way. You can't sit over here and be upset at how he handled a certain situation because you went to God in the first place. Now, you can continue trying to do things yourself, but just know that you probably could have more or exceed even more if you would have just went to God and have him help you. So for instance, like I said, I usually do my natural hair myself. However, I don't trust myself to cut my own hair, to trim my own hair. I can't see the back of my head. Although, you know, you can have mirrors and set it up, whatever the case is. Why do I have to put myself through the hassle when I can go get somebody else to go do it? So in this instance, again, sore subject, but what happens in your day-to-day life when you know for a fact that you could possibly do something your way, but why put yourself through the unnecessary hassle when you can just take it to God and have God handle it his way? And again, you may toot your lips up and you may be like, well, dang, God, like, I didn't expect for you to do this or do that and this and this and that. Just like, that's why people always say, be careful for what you wish for, but in this case, be careful for what you pray for, because sometimes what you pray for or what you're wanting and stuff like that, it needs you to let go of something else, if that makes sense. Whatever is hindering you or whatever you're thinking like, oh, well, you know I should let go of this thing, or whatever the case is, or you kind of need the extra push, just do it. Because if you sit over here and tarry and think about, oh, what should I let go? What should I let go? And then it ends up being too late because you waited too long to just let this thing go, when you could have been starting a whole new journey to a whole new path and be ahead of the game. But now, because you tarried and you waited too long, now all of a sudden you're back at square one. So I'll use a Bible reference. Abraham, when God, before his name was Abraham, his name was Abram. And him and his wife were supposed to get up and leave and go to another country, a foreign country that they did not know, and start over a new life, right? And Abram's wife at the time, she decided she wanted to look back. When she looked back, she ended up turning into a pillar of salt. Abram continued to do what God asked him to do and let go of his old circumstances, his old ways of being, so he can put him in a prosperous life. And what ended up happening from that situation? Abram ended up, of course, getting a new wife, and of course, being, the father of many nations. So sometimes, again, in life, we are expecting to let go of some things because we have a certain knowledge. But what happens when God ends up removing even more stuff that, people might sit over here and make prayers like, oh, I want to have a positive friend group. I want to be surrounded by, the right mindset and people that's going to push me and this and this and that. Okay, you want that. But you also have to let go of who you're friends with now. The friends that are not positive, the ones that are negative, the ones that spread gossip, the ones that don't feed into you or don't pour into you, you have to let that go in order for the new to come in. because guarantee if you try to mix the old with the new, it's going to be drama. It's almost like mixing oil and vinegar together. They're not going to mix, they're not going to mesh well. How are you trying to have one foot in hell and one foot in heaven? And this isn't, what I'm trying to say, I'm not, how we speak about certain areas in life having, great areas and stuff like that. But essentially, we always want to go to the next level. We always want to be a different version of ourselves, a higher version of ourselves. We never want to be in the same place where we were at last year. So it's like each year we have to let go of certain things in order for us to climb to the next level. That's why, during New Year's, you see people over here writing New Year's resolutions and all this fun stuff, whatever the case is. But are they going to let go of the stuff that they were dealing with last year? Because there's a lot of people that they say a lot of different things. They say that they're going to do X, Y, and Z, and then they end up being in the same predicament before because they did not let go of the stuff that they were supposed to let go in order to get the new stuff. So that is my little message for you guys today. Although I'm very sad about my hair. Hair is hair and it will grow back. But the Lord assured me that everything that happens for the bad ends up he ends up making it for the good. So I'm gonna get over it. But let me just tell y'all that I am hurt. Very, very hurt. But yes, I just wanted to leave you guys with that message. I am in a silly, goofy mood. But I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys.